Ayanokoji started showing emotions. Yes, I'm not kidding. In this second chapter of second year volume 9.5, he's clearly having some, what you can say is character development. So go ahead and read it, the link is in description, and do come back to share your thoughts on it. Here are mine. So first we start the intro with Ayanokoji in his room saying how cold the weather has gotten, and he comes to the topic of a sale happening in Keyaki Mall. And a yogurt maker caught Ayanokoji's attention. Well, too bad a simple yogurt maker achieved what Yagami couldn't. And here we get some early signs as Ayanokoji tries to make a logical argument of if he should buy it, but then immediately stops his train of thought and just decides that he will buy it because he wants to. Which is not wrong, but that's not a very Ayanokoji thing to do. He stopped thinking. But hold on, because that's not all. A lot will happen later on. Now, keeping this aside for the time being, he received a message from Ichinose asking about how Kei is, and when Ayanokoji tells her that he is still checking up on her, Ayanokoji says, and I quote, "She seems genuinely relieved and not just on a surface level." Wait, hold on. Did Ichinose just deceive Ayanokoji here? There is no way she was actually relieved here. Anyways, she then asks if he is going to Keyaki Mall without disclosing any reason for why she is asking, and the phone calls cut off with a yes and some appearance talk. And then came probably my favorite moment from this chapter. The time is 9:45 am, just in time to leave the dormitory for the opening of Keyaki Mall. I'm curious what Ichinose has to say, so I'm going to take a plunge. I'm going to enter the facility in the shortest way and head for the electronics store. Then, I'm going to take the yogurt maker into my hands and ignore any unnecessary items. I'd be only dancing under the mass merchandiser's manipulation if I start buying this and that. I put the coffee cup I just finished drinking from on the sink and headed towards the door. Let the mission begin. Like, I don't know if it's only just me, but I was reading it in such a serious tone that the end made me laugh a lot. Let the mission begin. Like he was much serious here than when he expelled Yagami. And just like that, we go to the part 1 of the chapter, which starts a bit mysterious. It was 5 minutes before the opening of the store and only 7 people were there. Ayanokoji tried to make sense of it, and so did I. There were a lot of people talking about it, but only 7 people at the entrance? That feels really odd. Ayanokoji checks his phone to see if he got the date wrong, but no, that wasn't the case. So something doesn't make sense. A lot of people in the group chat were saying that they will come to the sale, and here we are 5 minutes away from the opening and there are no signs of more people coming. Not to mention the people that are already there are chill as well. Not trying to make a line, not in a rush, just casually standing around. What's going on? As Ayanokoji thought so, the time kept passing. The time now is 9:58 am, just 2 minutes left. But there was no sign of any familiar faces coming along. Maybe this didn't draw as much attention as I thought it would, as Ayanokoji tried to convince himself and shoves all the thoughts away to focus on his pathway. I'm going to directly head for the electronics store after it opens and buy my yogurt maker. That should be good enough. Right then, a student out of the 7 spoke out. By the way, Aiko sent me a photo just now. Look, there's a crazy line at the north entrance. Just like that, the cruel reality bestowed upon him as the time ticks to 10, leaving his hopes shattered. And we move on to part 2. So as Ayanokoji moves into the mall, half an hour late because the other entrance with the line was opened from 9:30. He goes towards the shop that had yogurt maker, but unfortunately it was sold out. Then he went towards the one that weren't on sale, but the price was much higher. And this is where Ayanokoji surprised, I think, all of us. So frustrating. I truthfully expressed my feelings. Yes, that's it. He said it. He's finally beginning to express his emotions. That's not a small moment. We waited 20 plus volumes for this. And when you read after that, it doesn't end. I told myself I was going to leave, but my legs won't move. Tell me this is not a character development. The past Ayanokoji would just leave the area in a heartbeat, but this? I became unable to move away from the dairy product section, almost as if bounded in chains. Something definitely changed inside of him. I mean, I have heard people say that Kei will be the one that will bring change in Ayanokoji. Some say Sakae Nagi, Ichinose, etc. etc. But who thought it would be a yogurt maker? I think we just got ourselves a new ship. Moving on, Ayanokoji meets with Kiruin and they both start talking, where Kiruin mentioned to Ayanokoji to buy the yogurt maker online, and after some finding, Ayanokoji was able to find one with the same discount price. Here I was surprised Ayanokoji didn't thought of it himself, but anyways, then comes an interesting scene where Kiruin mentioned that she tried to find a way to repeat the years just so she can observe Ayanokoji for one more year, but turns out the answer from the school was no. Which was pretty strange considering they say there's nothing that can be bought with private points. Like the school can put an absurd amount of, let's say, 100 or 200 million for repeating years to make sure no one do that. But even still, they are not doing that. They are just outright denying it because they don't want to give even the slightest of possibility to anyone for doing it. Because even though the possibility is negligible, it still exists. Example, the likes of Nagumo, who can control the whole year, would be able to arrange that amount in 3 years. So it's like school doesn't want to take any risks, so they go against their fundamental thing. Well, now there is indeed something that can't be bought from private points. Plus, another thing that you can't buy is the right to fire a teacher, which Kiruin definitely tried. And then we get her family background a bit, like she is from a wealthy family like Koinji, and since Kiruin family is among the elites, I guess they would know of Ayanokoji. Not her, but her family, which I guess after graduation she would figure out. And it looks like it with her declaration at the end. She did said that she believes they will meet later somewhere, not in school. Looking forward to that if that happens. Then comes the part 3 of the chapter, where Ayanokoji finds Ichinose near the tree taking pictures with everyone. But Ichinose just simply tells Ayanokoji that this is all a cover for her to take a picture with him. That's what she wants. Well, she has become pretty straightforward, hasn't she? Keeping that aside, then comes a big revelation. Hosen likes Ichinose. Now that's one more problem to Ayanokoji, since Ichinose is not going to give up on him, so Hosen has to compete somehow. By the way, this is not a development that I thought would happen, but it's gonna be pretty interesting with these character dynamics. How is he gonna handle things? Is he gonna keep his composure or is he gonna change? Let's wait and see what the future awaits. With that, we are finished with the second chapter of second year volume 9.5. Let me know your thoughts on this chapter and I will see you all in the next one.